Good morning, class. In the previous class, when we started the chapter relation and function, we discussed about two trivial relations. What are those two trivial relations? Empty relation and universal relation. Empty relation means which has nothing in it, and universal relation when each element of set A is connected with every element of set A, that is called the universal. This thing already we have discussed, and here we will focus on the next topic, which is the important topic of this exercise, equivalence relation. Now what is the equivalence relation, or when the relation will be called equivalence relation? If we are defining the relation R and it is the subset of A cross A. A cross A means we are taking the Cartesian product of A with A only, and this relation is a subset of A, and this relation we will say is an equivalence relation if there are three conditions for the relation to become equivalence. First of all, R is reflexive. R is reflexive. Now what does it mean? R is reflexive. It means if A comma A, it belongs to R for all A belongs to the set A on which the relation is defined. That means if I take any A, any element from the set A, the ordered pair A comma A should belong to R. It means the image of A should be A only. So that is called reflexive. Okay. And second part, R is symmetric. Now R is symmetric means for all, if I take two elements A1 and A2 belonging to set A, if I take A1 comma A2, it belongs to R, then it implies A2 comma A1 also belong to R. What does it mean? Symmetric means if I am taking two elements from the set on which the relation is defined and I take the ordered pair A1, A2 from the relation. Now remember, a relation is a subset of Cartesian product, and in the Cartesian product in class 11 we have done. The Cartesian product is the set containing all the elements in the form of ordered pairs. Right, and in every ordered pair, first element comes from the first set and the second element comes from the second set. Here first and second both sets are same. So when I am taking these two elements from the set A and I take any ordered pair from the relation A1 comma A2, that means the image of A1 is A2, and if I have this kind of ordered pair also present in the relation, what does it mean? That means if image of A1 is A2 and if there exists another ordered pair where the image of A2 is A1, that means we are just changing the place of image and the first element. If these two ordered pairs are present, then the relation will be called symmetric relation. Okay, and the C part, the third condition is R is transitive. R is transitive. Now what does it mean? Transitive means if I take three elements A1, A2, A3 belonging to the set A and A1 comma A2 belongs to the relation, another ordered pair A2 comma A3 belongs to the relation, implies A1 comma A3 also belong to relation. That means this is the ordered pair where the image of A1 is A2. I have another ordered pair where A2, A3 ordered pair is there. That means the image of A2 is A3 here. And if there exists the relationship between this element and this image, the first element of first ordered pair and the image of second ordered pair, if I have the same relation, whatever relation is defined on this, if I have the same relation between A1 and A3, then I will say the relation is transitive. This is all about the definition when the relation is becoming an equivalence relation, if it is reflexive, if it is symmetric and transitive. Now how will we use it? It comes, or you people will be able to understand when we do few examples or few sums. where we are proving or we are checking whether the relation is equivalence relation, whether it is reflexive, symmetric or transitive, or any one thing can be asked. Check whether the relation is reflexive, or check it is transitive, or check it is symmetric, right? Now in the previous class we have discussed or a simple example. What was the example? Like A is the set and it is the set of lines, right? And we are defining the relation R between L1 and L2. Two lines we are taking, right, such that L1 is perpendicular to L2, where L1 and L2 both these lines are coming from the set A on which the relation is defined. Okay, now let us see whether this defined relation is fulfilling these three conditions: reflexive, symmetric and transitive or not. So first of all we will check for reflexive. When we check for reflexive, what does it mean? Let us go to the definition. It says if A comma A belongs to R, that means if the image of first element is the element itself, then it is reflexive. Now here both the elements are lines. So what does it mean? L1 comma L1, image of L1 should be L1. Now tell me, or you just think, when the line is the line perpendicular to itself? Do we know such kind of concept? No, line is not perpendicular to itself. So what we will say here, L1 comma L1, it does not belong to the relation R, because R is defined all the ordered pairs L1 L2 where the first line is perpendicular to the second line. But here when I take first element, second element, same line, I cannot say this line is perpendicular to itself. So this ordered pair does not belong to the relation. So it is not symmetric. Sorry, it is not reflexive. Right? Okay, this is done. Now if we go to the next part, what is the next part? We have to check symmetric. In order to check symmetric, what should be the condition? If I am taking any ordered pair A1, A2 belongs to R, I should have A2 comma A1 belonging to R. Only then I will say relation is symmetric. Now in place of A1, A2 elements, here what kind of elements we have in this our example? The lines L1 and L2. And what is the relationship between L1 and L2? The relation is defined here. L1 is perpendicular to L2. So let us take for symmetric. For symmetric, we will take let L1 comma L2 belongs to R. If I am taking this ordered pair L1 comma L2 belongs to R, what does it mean? It means L1 is perpendicular to L2. If L1 is perpendicular to L2, then we know L2 is also perpendicular to L1. I hope it is clear to everyone. It implies L2 is also perpendicular to L1, because if I have this line and this line, this is L1 line, this is L2 line, L1 is perpendicular to L2, it means L2 is also perpendicular to L1. So same thing we have written here. When I am writing L1 comma L2 belongs to R, I say L1 is perpendicular to L2. Now the other way, if I write L2 is perpendicular to L1, what does it mean? It means L2 comma L1 also belongs to R. So here what is the result? We took any ordered pair L1, L2 belongs to R, and we have proved L2 comma L1 also belonging to R. It means the defined relation is symmetric. So we will say yes, it is symmetric. Okay. Now the third we have to check for transitive. And when we check transitivity of the relation, now let me take you to the definition of transitive. Transitive means if I have two ordered pairs A1, A2 from the relation, A2, A3 from the relation, I should have the same relation between A1 and A3. If I can get such ordered pair in the relation, it means it is transitive, otherwise it is not. So let us take here then three lines. We will take here let L1 L2, L3 belonging to the set A. 3 lines are there, and we will say L1 comma L2, it belongs to R. What does it mean? It means L1 is perpendicular to L2, and L2 comma L3 belongs to R. It means L2 is perpendicular to L3, right? Now let me show you. This is the line L1. It is perpendicular to L2. L2 is perpendicular to L3, so let it be L3. L1 is perpendicular to L2, L2 is perpendicular to L3. Now, according to the definition, we have to see the relationship between L1 and L3. From this diagram, I can see what is the relationship between L1 and L3. If I extend either L1 or L3, what we are getting, L1 and L3 are not perpendicular lines, but they have become parallel lines. So, what we will say here, but L1 is not perpendicular to L3, that is L1 comma L3, it does not belong to R, so the relation is not transitive, right? I hope the concept of equivalence relation is clear how we will be proving, because now we will start with the exercise where in most of the sums we will be checking whether the relation is equivalence relation or not, or individually it can be asked show or check whether it is symmetric or transitive or reflexive. Okay, so now we will start with the exercise. In the exercise here we have exercise 1.1, and the first sum we will start with. In sum number 1, it is given determine whether each of the following relations are reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So let us do the first part here. The relation is defined on the set A, and A set is given as 1, 2, 3 up to so on, first 14 natural numbers, right? And the relation is defined by, it is given R is equals to all the ordered pairs xy, where the condition is 3x minus y equal to 0, right? So what is the relationship between the ordered pairs? That the second element is 3 times the first element. 3x minus y equal to 0 means if I take y to the RHS, it is becoming y equals to 3x. So second element is 3 times the first element. Now in the beginning, if you find it difficult to go by this thing only, so what you can do, you people can write down the given relation which is in the set builder form. You can write it in the roster form also. If I write down the same relation in the roster form, what I will get here? When x is 1, y will be 3. When x is 2, y will be 6. When x is 3, y will be 9. When x is 4, it will be 12. And when x is 5, 15, but 15 is not there. So our relation in the set builder form, in the roster form, it will be having 4 elements only. Now for reflexive, I think when we look at the relation, we don't have any ordered pair where the first element and the second element are same. So what we will say for reflexive, we will say here x comma x does not belong to R, so it's not reflexive. Straightforward. Once the relation, if I write down in the roster form, if it is possible to write down. In most of the sums, we will be doing straightforward. Instead of writing in the roster form, we can do directly also, but since we are starting the exercise, so the reason is I am writing the relation in the roster form to show you people that 1 comma 1 is not there, 2 comma 2 is not there, 3 comma 3 is not there, 4 comma 4 is also not there. It means the relation is not reflexive. Similarly, when I have to check the relation is symmetric, what do we do? That means symmetric means I have to interchange the position of first element and second element. Now if I take 1 comma 3 belonging to the relation, but we have here 1 comma 3 belonging to the relation, but 3 comma 1 is not present in the relation. 2 comma 6 is there, but 6 comma 2 is not there. 3 9 is there, but 9 3 is not present. Similarly 4 12 is there, but 12 comma 4 is not present. So we can say the relation is not symmetric also. Okay, so it is not reflexive, it is not symmetric also. Now let us check whether it is transitive or not. In order to check it is transitive, what we are supposed to check? We have to check. So if you want, I can write down for symmetric also. For symmetric, what we will do? We will write down 1 3 belongs to R, but 3 comma 1 it does not belong to R. So the relation is not symmetric. Why I am not mentioning all the ordered pairs? If you remember the statement, in the statement or in the definition, what we have mentioned, for all A1 A2 belongings to R, if it has to be symmetric, the condition should come true for all the ordered pairs. For all is there, for all A1 A2, right? And similarly for transitive, it should be true for all A1 A2 A3. That means for all the ordered pairs, if I take A1 A2, A2 A3 belongs to R, A1 comma A3 should also be present in R, right? So let us check whether it is now transitive or not. And here we will write down for transitive. Okay, now for transitive, let us take if you check what was the relation, I am rewriting the relation here. We have 1 3, then 2 6, then 3 9, then 4 12. Do we have any? Yeah, here we have 1 3 and then 3 9, because when I take the ordered pairs A1 A2 and A2 A3, if you remember the definition, I should have A1 A2 and A2 A3 belonging to R. This is the definition. This A2 and here also same element. Now if you notice here, 1 3 is there and 3 9 is also present. So here 1 comma 3 and 3 comma 9, they belong to R. But do we have any ordered pair where 1 comma 9 is present? 1 3 is there? No. So we will say but 1 comma 9, it does not belong to R, because once these two ordered pairs are present in the relation, I have to check the relation between 1 and 9. It does not present, it is not present. So what we will say? So it is not transitive. So what is the result? The first part of first sum. Here the relation is neither reflexive, not symmetric, not transitive. All the three conditions are failing here. Okay. Similarly, you people can do the second part of sum number 1, and now let us do third part. The third part is relation is defined on the set A, and set A is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. First 6 natural numbers are there. R is defined on A by. How the relation is defined? It is given all the ordered pairs XY such that Y is divisible by X. Y is divisible by X means the second element is divisible by the first element. Okay. Now if second element is divisible by the first element, here we have first 6 natural numbers, and we know very well every element is divisible by itself. I hope everybody knows every number is divisible by itself, whether it's a natural number or an integer or any real number it is. So the result is true for all the real numbers. So what we will say, we will write down here x comma x belongs to R as x is divisible by x. So what does it mean? It means R is reflexive. The image of x is x only. And how we are getting the image here? The image criteria is that second element should be divisible by the first element, and every x is divisible by x, right? Now we have to check for the symmetric, okay? And for symmetric what we will do? We will take let ordered pair xy belongs to the relation. If I am writing ordered pair xy belongs to the relation, what does it mean? It means y is divisible by x, right? If y is divisible by x, is it true that x also will be divisible by y? But x is not divisible by y. Now see, I am giving one statement here. What is the statement? If y is divisible by x, it doesn't mean that x is also divisible by y. If I am giving such statement, I have to prove the statement. In order to justify my statement, if I can write down a single example to show that my statement is true, that means it will be true for the whole relation. I hope you remember, if I want to prove the statement false, one counter example is sufficient to do that. Okay, so here what will be the counter example to prove that x is not divisible by y? Let us take the example. We have to do that. So what we will do? We will take as let us take here 2, 4 is or 2, 4 belongs to R. Let us avoid the words. As 2, 4 belongs to R, what does it mean? It means 4 is divisible by 2. This is the relation. Second element is divisible by the first element. Now 4 is divisible by 2, but what is the result? 2 is not divisible by 4. We can give as many examples from the given set A as you want. 3, 6. 6 is divisible by 3, but 3 is not divisible by 6. Then 2, 4 is there, 2, 6 is there. Likewise, any one example is sufficient to show that the given relation is not symmetric. So what we will say here, that is 4, 2, it does not belong to R. So relation is not symmetric. Okay, relation is not symmetric. Now we have to prove for transitivity. For transitive, what we will do? We have to take the ordered pairs. Let us take 1, 2. We know every element is divisible by 1. 1, 2 belongs to R. It means 2 is divisible by 1. Okay, and let us take another where first element should be this 2. Let us take 2, 4. It belongs to R as 4 is divisible by 2. So we have two ordered pairs 1, 2 and 2, 4 belonging to R. Also the first element and the last element. Also 1, 4 belongs to R, right? 1, 4, that means 4 is divisible by 1, belongs to R. So what does it mean? It implies R is transitive, right? So this relation, that is the third part, This given defined relation is reflexive. It is not symmetric, but it is transitive, right? So I hope the concept is now you people are getting it more clear, how we are proving it, how we are checking it, and it will be more clear once you do the sums on your own. Once you write down, once you solve them, the concept will become more clear. So sum number 1, the second part is homework, then fourth and fifth part, both the parts are homework. If you notice in fourth part, the criteria is like the relation is defined on all the integers. All the integers mean negative, positive both. The relation is all the ordered pairs xy where x minus y is an integer. Since z is all the integers, it is containing negative, positive both. So if x minus y is an integer, y minus x will also be an integer. I hope you know, right? 2 minus 4 is an integer, 4 minus 2 is also an integer. X minus x, 0, that is an integer. Okay, and next, if 2 minus 4 integer, 4 minus 8 is integer, 2 minus 8, that means 2 4, 4 8, then 2 8 will also be true. You can give the examples, you can prove them easily. So sum number 1, the remaining parts are homework. We will do here sum number 2 now, right? In sum number 2, what is the statement here? Sum number 2, we have to show that the relation defined is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive, and the relation is defined on the all real numbers. R is defined on all the real numbers. This R is representing set of real numbers. It is defined as R is equals to all the ordered pairs AB such that A is less than or equal to B square. Okay, so we have to prove it is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. We are not supposed to means show the relationship. If I can find any single example to prove it is not reflexive, if I can find a single example to show it is not symmetric, a single example to show it is not transitive, that means the purpose is solved. So here we are supposed to find such examples where we can show that the relation is not reflexive, not symmetric and not transitive. Now here comes the thinking process, because you have to think of the numbers, right? So let us do here for reflexive. I have to prove it is not reflexive. Remember, I am not here to prove it is reflexive. So remember, we have to prove here it is not reflexive. So what we have to take the example? We will take the example here. We will take let A is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, I am taking the example because if I take 1 1, it will be coming always true. 1 is always less than equal to 1 square, that is 1. 2 comma 2, if I take 2 comma 2, 2 is always less than equal to 2 square, right? So better I go for the fractions, because fractions, if I square, the number is reducing instead of increasing, right? So here I am taking the fraction. It can be 1 by 2, 1 by 3, any fraction. So A, if I am taking 1 by 2, right? So it will be 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2. Does it belong to R? So let us check. For 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2. 1 by 2, what is the relation? A less than equal to B square. Instead of B, we have to put A. 1 by 2 less than equal to 1 by 2 square. Now 1 by 2 square means 1 by 4. And here 1 by 2. We know very well 1 by 2, it is greater than 1 by 4, not less than. So 1 by 2 is not less than or equal to 1 by 4, which implies, or that is 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2, it does not belong to R. So relation is not reflexive. Okay, so the relation is not reflexive. I hope it is coming clear to everyone. We have to think of the numbers. I am not taking here whole number or the natural number, because that will be true for all the natural numbers. A is, if A, B are there, A will always be less than equal to B square, right? Or A comma A if I take. because the square of number will always be greater than equal to the number itself. But if I take the fractions, then the thing will go in the reverse order. Okay, the next thing that we have to prove that it is not symmetric. So let us go for that. Now let us go for symmetric. We will write down here. For symmetric, it is given, if I take here, so in order to show for the symmetric, we can think of the numbers, right? If I take A as 1 and if I take B as 2, right? So we know 1 is always less than equal to 2 square, right? Because we have to make the relationship A comma B belongs to R, and what is the relation? The relation is A is less than equal to B square, and we know 1 is always less than equal to 2 square, right? That is 1 comma 2 belongs to R. But do we have the same relation between 2 comma 1? But 2 is not less than or equal to 1 square. If I to change the position of 1 and 2, 2 will not be less than equal to 1 square. So what does it mean? It means 2 comma 1, it doesn't belong to R. You can have other examples also. What will be the other example? If I say 1 comma 3, right? 1 comma 3 belongs to R, but 3 comma 1 doesn't belong to R. Likewise, you can have 3 comma 6 belongs to R. No, 3 comma 9 belongs to R. Then it can go that way also, right? So for symmetric, it is again failing. So what does it mean? It means relation is not symmetric, and remember, we are supposed to prove that only, that it is not symmetric. And the last thing that we have to check, that it is not transitive also, right? Now in order to prove transitive, the definition, let me write down the definition. If I have A comma B and B comma C belongs to R, I should get, it implies A comma C belongs to R. This is the definition for the relation to be transitive. So I have to find two ordered pairs in such a way that A comma B and B comma C should belong to R. When I say should belong to R, it means the relation between A and B, we are not supposed to forget that. What is the relationship between A and B? That A is less than equal to B square, and here B should be less than equal to C square. And if I can prove A is less than equal to C square, then it is transitive. If I cannot prove, or if I can find a single example which proves that A is not less than equal to C square, then the solution is done. That means the counter example will make it work, and we will say that the relation is not transitive, right? So in order to do that, let us think of the numbers in such a way where we can have here A, B, and three numbers we have to think of, right? And the relation is A is less than equal to B square, and B should be less than equal to C square, but A and C relation should not come true. Now if I write down here 1 by 3, okay, and here if I write down any number negative, let us take -1, okay, 1 by 3 square, 1 by 9, 1 by 3 is less than equal to B, that means -1 square, it is coming true. And -1, we know it is less than or equal to 1 by I can think of let us say 1 by 2, right? Now 1 by 3 is less than equal to 1, and this -1 is less than or equal to 1 by 2 square, that is 1 by 4, right? So here I am writing 1 by 3 comma -1 belongs to R, that is 1 by 3 is less than equal to -1 square. I hope it is clear. And the second is -1 comma 1 by 2 we have taken belongs to R. What does it mean? minus 1 is less than equal to 1 by 2 square. I hope it is clear. This is the relation given already and we are not supposed to forget that relation. So we have to show that. Okay. So 1 by 3 comma minus 1 belong to R, minus 1 comma 1 by 2 belong to R. But let us check the relationship between 1 by 3 and 1 by 2 square. 1 by 3 and 1 by 2 square means 1 by 4. Definitely it is not less than. As the denominator increases, the value decreases. So 1 by 3 will be greater than 1 by 4. So the relationship between 1 by 3 and 1 by 2 has become false condition. So it means 1 by 3 comma 1 by 2, it does not belong to R. So relation is not transitive. We have to remember the relation while proving symmetric, reflexive, transitive, all the three conditions. Don't forget what is the relation defined. In every step you need the defined relation to make the connection between the elements. Okay, so this is the sum number 2, where we have proved it is neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. And if you check sum number 5, it is similar sum. Here the relation is given A is less than equal to B cube. We have done A less than equal to B square. Sum number 5 is A less than equal to B cube. So you people can do that sum. Sum number 3 also. The relation is defined all the ordered pairs AB where the second element is one number more than the first element. Definitely it will not be reflexive, right? It will not be symmetric also. Okay, so you people can do sum number 3, sum number 4 also, and sum number 5 also. So sum number 6 also, and sum number 7. So I want you people to do till sum number 7, exercise 1.1 till sum number 7 you people can do. If anybody has any doubt you can ask. Right students? Thank you.